Have you ever just glanced at a calendar and wondered how a holiday goes from being, just a number in a box to a real day? A day packed with actual events and memories? Well, today we're going to follow that exact journey. We're taking one single day, Easter Sunday 2026, and tracing how it morphs from an abstract date into a living, breathing celebration. And it all starts with a simple question.
Right here. This is where it all begins. What is a date on a calendar really? I mean, it's just an idea, a placeholder. But for it to become a holiday that we all experience, a whole cascade of events has to get set in motion. So let's start peeling back those layers one by one.
So where does this whole process even start? Well, it begins at the highest level, really, with the formal, official act of just setting the date. This is the bedrock, the foundation that everything else is going to be built on.
It's a fair question, right? How does an entire country agree that this specific Sunday is the day? It's not just a random guess, that's for sure. There's a very specific answer.
And here's that answer. It comes from a really official source, the 2026 liturgical calendar. This one's published by the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. See, national bodies like this, they formally publish these dates for major religious celebrations years, and I mean years in advance. And if you look right there, boom, in the middle of it all, Easter Sunday, April 5th, 2026. The date is officially on the books.
Okay, so once that national date is locked in, the signal basically goes out and the planning just ripples outward. That abstract document starts to spark some real, on-the-ground, regional action. With the date secured, we can now zoom in. We're moving from that abstract national calendar to see how a specific community actually starts to bring this day to life. So we're heading down to East Texas to see what happens next.
So at this next level, local media, like the publication Tyler Today, starts covering a whole bunch of activities that are popping up around that April 5th date. And it's not just one thing, it's this whole collection of community events. You've got your traditional Easter egg hunts, of course, but also things like vintage shopping, carnivals, and even scenic drives to check out the spring flowers. The holiday is starting to get a real regional flavor.
And this quote right here, this is the crucial part. This isn't just about scheduling things on a calendar. These events have a much deeper purpose, right? It's about bringing families together, celebrating the season, and this is the big one, creating memories that are going to last. The date is officially becoming an experience.
Let's keep zooming in. We've gone from national down to regional, and now we're going to narrow our focus even more, down to a single invitation in one East Texas city.
Okay, so out of that big list of regional activities, we can now pinpoint one specific event planned for that Sunday. This is where the holiday becomes super personal and tangible for a local community.
And here it is. This is where it gets totally concrete. It's an invitation from the New Covenant Church in Tyler, Texas. And look how specific it is. We've got the what, a service and an egg hunt. The when, Sunday, April 5th at 10:30 a.m., tying directly back to that official date we saw earlier. We know the where, the who, and exactly what activities are planned. A single organization has now created a real, concrete plan for people to show up and be a part of the day.
But wait, there's one final layer. You can have the date set, you can have the regional buzz, you can have a specific local plan, but there's one crucial element that is completely outside of anyone's control.
You know it. The church has this amazing Easter egg hunt planned for the kids, which is just fantastic. But it's an outdoor event. All that planning, all that excitement, it really hinges on the one great unknown, the weather. So, what's the forecast looking like for Tyler, Texas on April 5th, 2026?
All right, first up, the temperature. AccuWeather is forecasting a high of 70 degrees. I mean, that sounds pretty much perfect for a spring day. We're off to a great start.
And here's the other number that really matters, the chance of rain, just 2%. The odds are overwhelmingly in favor of a nice, dry day for that egg hunt.
And the final verdict just seals the deal. Partly sunny and less humid. That is the kind of forecast that every event planner literally dreams of. The final piece of the puzzle just clicked into place.
So let's pull all the way back now and look at this whole journey. We've literally followed the thread from a single line in a formal document all the way down to the sun shining on a field full of Easter eggs.
And so there it is. The journey is complete. It all kicks off with a national group setting a date. That in turn inspires a community to gather and plan a bunch of regional events. Within all that, a local church creates a really specific celebration for its people. And finally, the weather cooperates, turning all that planning into a perfect day for a family to go out and make a memory. The abstract becomes actual.
And that kind of brings us to a final thought. The next time you see a holiday marked on your own calendar, think about this whole journey. Think about the layers of planning, national, regional, and local, and maybe a little bit of luck with the weather, that all have to come together to turn that simple square on a page into a day you'll actually remember.